to another edition of Detailing Tutorial. Today's test dummy is a 2014 black Denali truck. I'm going to debadge. I'm just going to show you a way that I have learned that simplifies the process. So let's get started. So here's my utility cart. Here I have my tool set up. I've got my heat gun. I've got my traditional drill motor with the 3M eraser tool attached to it. I've got my dental floss. I've got my rapid remover. So let me show you what I do at a professional level. First thing I want to do is I want to prepare myself, because once I heat this up, I want to be able to remove the top layer of this emblem with the dental floss whilst that double-sided tape is heated up. So I prepare this first, I pull out a length, and I actually double it and quadruple it so that it does not break on me. So I have this prepared. I simply lay it over my leg like this. I pull out the heat gun. Now this is a professional grade heat gun. It's Porter cable. It gets hot enough that I can literally blister this paint if I wanted to. We are talking super duper hot. Now if you don't have a heat gun, go for either moms, sisters, brothers, whatever, hair dryer. If you hold that hair dryer on there long enough, it will soften it. It's just this will do it much quicker. So right now, ow, what was that? Like 3.5 seconds would burn my hand holding it that close. It is very, very hot. So how do you know how long to hold this on this? Well, what I want to do is I want to feel the paint. And I want to hold it far enough away where it's allowing the heat to permeate through this top layer into the double-sided tape below it. So if I were to heat it up too quickly, all it's going to do is heat up the paint and the emblem rather than allow it to permeate and heat up the double-sided tape behind it. And I feel the paint and see how hot it's getting. So with this heat gun, and there's a control here to adjust the heat. So that was, if I had to guess, about 30 seconds. Now I can slice this through, which is not slicing through quick enough. So part of that is because I'm not getting enough leverage, and I did not get enough dental floss to do it. And now that I've kind of stalled a little bit, the double-sided tape is now allowed to cool down and solidify again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down to just to a double-sided version, so I can wrap it around my fingers and get enough leverage where I can saw through this. But now that it's cooled down a bit, I need to heat it back up. Now if you apply enough patience and really allow that to heat up thoroughly, this can just slide through like butter, like that, and it'll go so quickly that I can get this whole emblem off without having to reheat it up again. See, my dental floss just broke, and now I'm going to be racing the clock as to getting that last little eye off before it fully cools down, which I was able to do. Now it may still stick. I sliced through it, but it still is sticking, so you just have to be careful because you don't want to catch an edge of the emblem. See, what can happen is even though you slice through it, as you saw, it still wanted to remain attached in place. So if I start prying this up at an angle, that sharp edge right there could then dig in and gouge the paint. So that's what you have to be cautious of. Now we have what's left over is what's called double-sided tape. You've got to remember, this tape is meant to last a lifetime. Now that the emblems are off, I am going to clean the paint even further around the area, because now the emblems are gone. I can get in between the actual letters a little bit better and make sure there's no residual dirt lingering in the crevasses. So welcome to the professional way. This tool called the 3M eraser tool. So what this does is it literally grabs that material and it peels it off. What you need to understand though is you need to make sure that this tool itself does not have any form of debris. Secondly, you want to make sure this surface is clean so that you're not basically rubbing any dirt into the paint itself. And just so you know, this is my Craftsman. It's a traditional drill motor. The RPMs only go up to 600 RPMs. So this tool is actually rated for up to 3,500 RPMs. I've never even come close to that. I keep it at 600 RPMs on this drill motor. I use as much pressure as necessary. That white stuff is just the residual, a combination of two things. It's a combination of this that's starting to wear away, and it's a combination of the double-sided tape that's also being peeled away. At this point, the next stage is to clean off the shrapnel that we've just created. And no, I'm not scratching the paint by doing this. So you want to clean off the shrapnel, and then there's going to be a layer, a very slight layer of adhesive that you want to remove, and that's where the rapid remover comes in. I've got my damp microfiber. I'm going to slightly or very carefully wipe this away, and I can see the residual adhesive and marks from the eraser tool. And what I mean by marks is not scratches or abrasion, but it does leave a ghost shadow, a pattern that is just residual from both the adhesive and the eraser tool. So here's my rapid remover. I simply spray. I use my fingertips to feel if there's any form of adhesive remaining, and it feels very smooth. So now I simply wipe this off, and the rapid remover is water soluble, which is very cool. It's actually an organic product as far as the eraser tool goes, and the removal of this emblem, completely free of any scratches. I realize this looks like a mirror. Let me pull back. And it's going to be hard to distinguish any types of abrasions or anything, but just know here live there is nothing. And that tool really defies logic. So this is complete. Now at this point you can polish, wax, whatever your next step is as far as the detailing process.